This week, Mayor Eric Adams announced his plan to crack down on guns and violent crime plaguing our city. He's calling it a blueprint for a safer New York. The mayor's plan calls for bringing back the revamped anti-crime unit, now renamed Neighborhood Safety Units. These will include plainclothes officers and be deployed in the 30 precincts where 80% of crime occurs. The mayor called on everyone to, quote, rise up to defeat gun violence.
And everyone believes that the gang and crime crisis is the NYPD's problem. No, it is not. Every agency in this city must be involved with the #1 threat in our city, and that's violence. But as I stated earlier, and I will continue to state, NYPD is doing its job. Thousands of guns are being removed from the streets of the city of New York. Thousands. Since being elected, over 300 guns were removed off our streets. But it appears as though for every one we take off the street, 5 find its way back on the street. We need help. And the federal government must step in. But while we're asking for that help, we're not going to stop doing what we do every day. And so this is the battle we're facing. But I want it to be extremely clear. I'm ready for the battle. I'm ready for the battle. And my life experience has prepared me for this moment.
Now, with so much at stake, many are wondering if this plan can work. Joining me now to discuss this is Michael Alcazar. He's a professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice and a retired NYPD detective. He spent 30 years on the job and was a lead instructor in the Detective Bureau Training Unit. Professor Alcazar, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, this has been a heartbreaking week for the NYPD with a tragic loss of 2 young officers, Jason Rivera and Wilbert Mora. And it increases the urgency of gun violence here in the city, highlighting the problems with gun violence here in the city. Now, do you think Mayor Adams' plan properly addresses the magnitude of this issue?
I do. I think the mayor and the new police commissioner are on the right track. Bringing back anti-crime neighborhood safety units. I think it's an important tool that the police department utilizes and will help stymie this gun violence, these shootings, these homicides.
Yeah, the anti-crime unit has been controversial, and Mayor Adams is getting criticism that this will go back to the stop and frisk style of policing that was not only dangerous for officers, but also considered racial profiling. Is that where you think this plan is headed?
No, I don't think it's going to head in that same direction. I'm sure they're going to revamp the unit. They're going to retrain the officers. They're going to be more careful in how they do their stops and make sure they don't violate anybody's rights, while at the same time being safe and protecting the citizens of New York City.
Yeah, talk about that training. What do you think that are the changes that are necessary in that training to make it more effective?
I know some of the changes that the mayor is introducing is they're not going to completely in plain clothes. They're going to be readily identifiable in some form. They're going to be traveling in unmarked vehicles, but they'll have some kind of NYPD clothing that will help identify them. That way, because in the past, sometimes the bad guys don't understand who's stopping them. They think it's other criminals, and that might just result in more violence. So the training is important. The clothing is important. Making sure they're using good tactics in identifying criminal element is key.
Yeah. You know, when we talk about gun violence, we usually talk about it just in the terms of law enforcement, but it's going to take a lot more than police to work to stem the tide of violence. How can communities really get involved?
Well, you know, like the old saying, if you see something, say something. I think the community should report if they see crime. They should give support to their police officers. 99% of police officers are doing the job correctly, and they're doing it to protect everybody. They need our support right now. Morale is probably low because of the previous administration. The police have been beaten up, and they don't deserve that. They do a good job, and they need the community to moving forward to help combat this crime. It's wintertime now, and crime is still spiking. You know, statistically, crime should be going down in the cold months. If this plan works, we'll really see the results in the summertime.
Okay, yeah, and that's what I was going to say. How soon are we going to see if this is working or not? What do you think some of the first steps that need to be taken, like right now?
Well, they have to quickly, if they want to retrain the police officers, they have to retrain them quickly. And I don't think they're going to need that much retraining because it was only a year ago that anti-crime was in existence. So they're just going to have to deploy them, pick the personnel, the proper personnel with the proper experience to work in a unit like that. Given all the crime that's occurring right now, I really think they should deploy them as quickly, as safely, with the proper training as possible.
And with that deployment, the mayor talked about increasing patrols and taking officers off of desk duty. Will that be easy to accomplish?
Yeah, that's key. When you travel the subways, I haven't seen police officers. I know the mayor said he's going to deploy police officers in the subways. We need omnipresence. We need them on the streets. We need them in the high crime area. Yes, if a police officer, detective is in an administrative position, put him back on the street. We need more police officers. Given the recent retirements, we need more police officers. He's got to hire more police officers too.
Got it. Now, John Jay College criminal justice professor Michael Alcazar, thank you so much for being with us. Now, if you'd like more information on the mayor's blueprint for a safer New York, go to our website. That's cbsnewyork.com.